have in front of you some handout material, my little booklet. And I'm going to be using and talking from this. Feel free to ask questions as we go along. If I have a good question, if you have a stupid question, ask it anyway, we'll figure it out. What the most important page in this booklet is the back page. It's the back page because I call this the personal learning log. Alrighty? You will hear things here today. Hopefully I will say something, well, I know I'm going to say something that should engage with you, that will resonate with you. Because you already have the answers, but I'm going to try to say it in a different way that it resonates with you in that very important space, the 7 inches between your ears. That's what all of us have in common here, roughly 7 inches between our ears. Think of all the things you thought about during the course of just getting here today. And all the clutter that goes up there during the course of a typical day, a typical hour. And it becomes a real challenge. How do you keep the most important stuff up front? So you're going to hear things here this morning or this afternoon, but learning, as I define learning, and learning to me is a change in behavior when you make the conscious decision to do something different. The real learning takes place when you get back to your place of business, your desk, wherever it may be, and you make the conscious, deliberate, focused, committed decision to do something different based upon what I may have said today. And I guarantee you, you all have the answers already, but they're bouncing around in those 7 inches. And we all sometimes get caught up in, the minutia. You can't avoid it sometimes, but far too often all of you are being victimized by that minutia as opposed to mastering it. And I wonder why you do that. Why you do it. So the booklet that you have, my shameless bio, we have some visuals. We have my 20% rule handbook, which we're all going to go through. So with that as background, let's get started. Okay. Those of you who know me, they call me the coach. What Dan and I do is different styles and approaches, but he's driving his client to achieve a certain result that client wants. And that's what I do. And I tell people, what do you do, Chris? And I say, well, I work on the 7 inches between your ears. Because that's where our success bar is set every day. And as Dan pointed out in his 30-second commercial, you are in fact what you think. And again, you allow yourself to do that. And I just think far too often, that's why I wrote the book, Step Up and Play Big. You have the capability within you already to step up and play bigger than you are right now. Having said that, there's nothing wrong with being average. Average can be cool. But if you want more, you got to make a conscious decision. If your life's dream is to have a recliner with a cooler built in next to it, where you can hold at least 2 six-packs and watch sports all day long in that recliner, then by God, if you've got it, you've arrived. But that means you can't complain about your neighbor next door who's taking the family in the brand new car on a big trip, vacation, whatever the case may be. You're not allowed to complain about that. See, I believe in a very simple way that there's no such thing as a bad decision. There's bad consequences. And if you can live with the consequences of your decisions, then fine. Have at it. Have at it.